Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to SoulSpace podcast number 56. We are excited today to talk about mental wellness and how your gut can affect that and what gut health can do to help you with your mental wellness. We both have really good testimonials about that and good stories. So, how the products that we both use have helped us so much in our mental wellness and other things too, our energy work that we do and how we live our lives. So, um, yeah, it'll be a fun little journey today.
Absolutely. One of our favorite topics for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and because we both do coaching and energy work, a lot of that is mental wellness. A lot of our clients come to us with problems with mental wellness, or, we help you with solutions for that. And, we're both all about finding solutions for things and that are easy and that you can do on your own. You don't have to go outside of yourself for a lot of things to help fix those little hiccups in your life. So yeah, it's really important to uh pay attention to your body, what's going on inside, and really get to know yourself from the inside out, right?
It is. It is. Your body's always trying to tell you something.
Yeah.
And when you listen, that's when really amazing and miraculous things can happen.
Mhm.
Your body's always trying to tell you, this is what I need. This is what's going on. This is what you're holding on to. Your body is trying to tell you these things all the time.
Yeah.
And the question is, are you listening?
Yeah.
And so, one of the things that we're going to talk about today, or the main thing we're going to talk about today, is gut health and its importance to your overall well being, your mental wellness, and your energy levels, your immune system. I mean, your gut health affects everything. And
Yeah.
so, we're going to talk about that today and give you some solutions that can help you if you're struggling with any of the things that we are going to chat about.
Yeah. Yeah. I know one of the things that I've struggled with most of my life is anxiety. And, all growing up and even up until my 50s, really, I didn't figure it out that it was I wasn't just shy. That's what I blamed it on my whole life. But it was anxiety, and I didn't realize it until it was gone, that, oh my God, that's what anxiety is. you know and because people didn't talk about it. I'm a boomer, in the boomer generation at the end of it, but people didn't talk about mental wellness ever, ever. When I was growing up, no one talked about anything about emotions, or how to deal with things or anything like that. So
Right.
it was a real struggle for my generation. And now it's better, but even yours, Carisssa, I'm sure you found that too growing up.
Right. Yeah. When I was growing up, it was the same. Nobody talked about it. Nobody talked about, now in schools, they have social emotional learning. We didn't have any of that. We
Right.
didn't have, they didn't talk about even mental health at
No.
all until I was in high school after Columbine
Oh,
happened.
yeah.
Um, and so after that, they started to get the idea of maybe we should start talking about mental health with kids,
Hmm.
because we can see the effects happening around us, and that really opened people's eyes to the fact that there are kids that need help that aren't getting it, and everybody has a mental health level, and we need to start talking about these types of things, right? So that didn't start happening until the late 90s, 2000s. um, Really, where they started to say, okay, this is important. We have lots of things going on that are showing us that people need to know about mental health and how to take care of it. And so, growing up without that, you and I have a really similar story where I grew up with tons of feelings of anxiety all the time, and some levels of depression and things like that. And that kind of stuff runs in my family. But I didn't really know that.
Right.
It's not something we ever talked about. We didn't really talk about feelings and emotions and stuff like that. And so, um, to later on discover how bad it actually was when I started to feel better, I was like, wow, I didn't realize how bad it really was until I started to get better
Right.
and how much better it could be. I didn't know how much my gut health actually was affecting my anxiety and
Right.
how it actually was creating so much of that. And I didn't realize that those two were connected until you and I actually found Amari and started trying it. And I was like, oh my God, it's
Yeah.
like 90-day.
Yeah.
It's not only those emotions and things like that, but it's also energy levels and the way that you feel every day and mood. And like, it's just unbelievable how much better things can be
Right.
than you ever thought it could be, and I thought it was okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
no,
Me too. I
I wasn't.
right. Yeah. And you don't know what you don't know until you know it, right? So
Right.
you can't, if you've felt that way your whole life, you don't know what it is to feel different. And uh, it was like lifting a bus off my shoulders, right?
Right.
I'm sure you felt the same. And, you know, it, I never thought about gut health before, really. People started learning about gluten and how that affects your gut and stuff like that a little bit. I started researching, and because I'm kind of a geek like that, like you, I like to learn about the science behind things. And I had always taken really good nutritional supplements my whole adult life, and worked really well for a lot of things, but I still had that anxiety. And when I learned coaching, how to be a life coach, I learned some techniques that helped me with that a lot. And I thought I felt good. I was a totally different person just doing that and learning energy work and all the things like that. But then when I found Amari and started really healing my gut, I was like, wow, I I I don't even feel like the same person anymore. I'm never scared to do anything like I was before. Driving is a totally different experience for me. I was always nervous driving, even though I'm a good driver. I've driven since I was probably 8 years old on the farm. I drove tractors and grain trucks and whatever else, and pickups. And I used to drive across the field to my grandma's house in the when I was probably 10 years old. So I'm a good driver. But I was always nervous on the highway, and I would hold my breath when a car passed me or when I had to pass a car, or that's how it was, and I didn't think it could be different than that. Now I never get scared about it. I'm just calm, and I really enjoy driving now. A lot more than I did, and I loved driving before. But so
Yeah,
that's just a tiny little minute thing that changed, but it made a world of difference for me. So
it's pretty incredible though. I
yeah.
mean, to have something like that completely flip the switch just
Right.
by taking care of one thing, because
Yeah.
I'm very similar where we both went through coaching training. We're both coaches.
Mhm.
I'm also trained as a counselor, as a therapist.
Yeah.
And so I had coping skills and tons of things where that made me feel better, and I was feeling pretty good, but I still had that underlying anxiety that I had to cope, right? So I had to learn how to cope with that. Well, with this, I don't have to cope with it anymore because it's not there. And it's
Yeah.
not sitting there every single day in my gut,
Yeah.
telling me that something is wrong. And that's amazing to me to not have that. And to feel so good every day and have more energy. That was a huge thing for me, is before I started Amari, my energy level was in the tanker. I wasn't feeling good. My anxiety was higher than ever. And I was having so much of that. And that's why I came to you and I said, what do I do? And you suggested Amari. I said, I'll try it. Try anything. I just don't feel like myself. Right. And so I didn't know how much, you know, gut health is important. And in Amari, we're all about the gut brain axis. Right. And I joined Amari because of the complete, 360, not even 180, but
Yeah.
like 360 my life took after I started taking it.
Right.
And I haven't stopped since. And I feel better and better and better and better and better and better all the time. And that's what's wonderful, is the cumulative effect of it as well. Of
Right.
just, when it gets better, it gets better, and then it gets better and it gets better and it gets better. And I'm all for that, right? Who doesn't want to feel even better than they already feel? So,
Yeah. Yeah. And that's one thing too with the products. Uh, Most products that I've taken in my previous life before Amari, things would work fine for a little while and then I didn't notice it anymore. I wasn't leveling up anymore. I was just staying the same. Yeah, I felt better, but yeah, I still wasn't feeling as good as I knew that I could feel. And
right,
with the Mari, it is cumulative effects, and you keep feeling better and better and better the longer you take the products. Um, and people think, yeah, really, how can I feel better? You don't know another, you don't know till and it's amazing how much better you feel each level of healing that you're going through in your gut.
right.
It's just amazing. From you sleep better, you can eat things that you avoided before that you
Right.
are gonna, oh no, this is gonna give me an explosion, and
Yeah.
now you can eat it without trouble, and it's just so good.
Right. That was my true aha moment. And remember it very distinctly because, I started feeling better within 2 weeks. Everybody reacts differently, right? And everybody takes different times. We
Mhm.
always suggest trying it for 3 months to see how you feel.
Yeah.
But for me, I started really feeling the effects of feeling better, emotionally and mentally within 2 weeks. And
Uh-huh.
I was recording it, and I texted Tracy, and there was one day, it was probably week 3 or week 4. I don't remember which one exactly now, but I have it written down somewhere, where I ate eggs and bacon together.
Yeah.
And never in my entire life have I ever been able to eat those two things together without getting sick. Ever. My entire life. Every single time I eat those two things together, every Sunday my family had eggs and bacon together, I get sick every time.
Yeah.
I was at my parents' house, visiting them for the weekend, and I ate eggs and bacon together, and I felt fine.
Yeah.
And I texted Tracy. I said, Tracy, oh my God. I just ate eggs and bacon together. And I feel fine. And I was so excited. I think I actually called you. I don't know. It was just the
I
time.
think
I
you
think I
did.
called you because I
Yeah.
was so excited about it,
Yeah.
because that told me that my gut was healing and that it was functioning properly and that I wasn't having problems with digestion I was having before. And I didn't even know my digestion was that bad. I knew it
Right.
wasn't like awesome or perfect,
Yeah.
but I didn't know how bad it was until it started healing. And I was like, wow, this is incredible.
Yeah.
I'm taking this forever. And
I
I
know.
have. I
Yeah.
have ever since.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm the same way with eggs and bacon. I could never eat those together. And eggs alone really bothered my stomach ever since I had my gallbladder out. And one of the doctors I asked about it said that the whites have a different kind of protein that some people have a hard time digesting. So I avoided eggs mostly. I would eat them once in a while and it'd be okay. But with Amari now I can eat them anytime I want, and it's so awesome because I love eggs.
It's like
Yeah,
I can eat anything and I feel fine. You
right.
know, Mac and cheese was another one that was really rough.
Oh,
It's like I can just eat anything. And my mom's like, "You're gonna eat that?" I said, "Yep." And
yeah.
I'm gonna be fine. And she actually started to realize, how much better I was getting. And she started asking me about it. Now my mom's on Amari
Yeah, that's so awesome. Yeah,
and she loves it.
that's so good. So good. Yeah. Um, I remember one of the things that hit me one day. I was shopping. I think I was out with my sister in my hometown, and we were shopping. Hadn't been to any of the stores downtown for a long time, and we were in this store, like a boutique store, and that's not there anymore, but we were in there, and the lady at the counter was yawning and yawning, and it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and my sister was tired and yawning, and that's normally a slump time of day for most people, and I was like, wow, I forgot how it feels to be that tired in the afternoon like that. And I was like, what is wrong with you people? And then I thought, oh my God, it's Amari. That's why I'm feeling so good. I don't get those slumps anymore. And it's just, some things you don't notice till it's right in front of your face like that. And I was just blown away. And, I didn't say anything because I don't, but I was like, wow, you people need this.
Right. And here's the thing is like a lot of people will have stimulants at that time of the day. They'll
Right.
have coffee or
Coffee
tea
and
or something to lift them up or, sugar, which is the
right.
worst stimulant that you could have because you have a crash later again anyway.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like, that's the wonderful thing about Amari is like it's not stimulants. It's literally healing your body from the inside out
Yeah.
in different ways. And it makes such a huge difference. So
Yeah.
I'm super excited we're talking about this topic today. And I have a couple things in front of me. Well, let's maybe talk about one of the packs, Tracy.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
the one that we both started with is the Fundamentals pack.
Right.
And I still take it every single day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so this is the old packaging now, the Mari Fundamentals pack. But what comes in it is one of, or like my favorite product. I shouldn't say one of my favorite products. It's the Mentabiotics,
Yeah.
which is now patented, by the way,
Yes.
Amari, because it's amazing. So we have this one and we have Menta Heart that are both patented now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is awesome. So we'll talk more about what this is here in a minute.
Yeah.
And then we also have Menta Focus and Menta Sync. So those are the other two that come in that pack. And they all work synchronistically together to really begin your journey into gut health.
Mhm.
And so I thought maybe I just kind of mentioned what the gut brain axis is for those who don't really know what that means. So I'll just read from one of our info sheets that we have on it and just kind of give you like a short overview of what that means. So what is the gut brain axis exactly? Our gut is a critical component of the multi-directional communication network known as the gut brain axis, or in Amari we call it GBX.
Yeah.
The GBX connects our gastrointestinal system or our gut to our nervous system or our brain and our immune system, which is the axis, with a vast array of cellular and biochemical messengers throughout the entire body, including the microbiome, hormones, cytokines, and neurotransmitters. And so what this system does is it creates better and better communication between all of that whole axis and also works to heal those different areas and also heal the pathways so that you have better communication throughout the body in addition to of course healing the gut.
Yeah. It's so good and so important for everybody, really. When you have taken any kind of antibiotic, or which everybody has taken them at some time in their life, and
Mhm.
there's a lot of things that ruin that gut bacteria, and really breaks things down and makes your gut a mess, and you're
Mhm.
not healthy, and sometimes you don't realize that. We can't see what's going on in our gut, you can feel it if you know what's going on, but and what the mentobiotics does is really heal that and add in those good bacteria again, so your gut gets back to healthy. And it sometimes it takes a long time. Some people don't notice it for up to 3 months. That's why we say at least try it for 3 months when you're going to do it. I noticed in 2 weeks
Yeah.
that when I first started, I was looking for something to help me with menopausal symptoms. That was my main goal. And besides the anxiety and stuff like that, I needed to help me with it, with menopause, and I didn't want to go on artificial things, synthetic hormones or anything for that. I wanted to do it naturally. And the just that fundamentals pack is within 2 weeks I was done with hot flashes. I had them for 10 years. Bad, the last 5 years were really, really bad. And the fundamentals pack is really what healed my gut and got me back on track. And the focus in fundamentals, I can't do without that. And I've been without it for about a month, and it's gonna be here on Thursday. So yeah, they're just, the fundamentals is a great place to start with, Amari.
It absolutely is. I mean, that's where I started too. And like you said, the difference is palpable.
Mhm.
Um, and like you said, so like mentobiotics, let's talk about that for a second. So that is probiotics, prebiotics, and phytobiotics that support the gut brain axis and optimize mental resilience.
Mhm.
Mentafocus, which we both, of course, love that, maintains focus, mental sharpness, clarity, creativity, and cognitive functioning. And then the MentaSync is a combination of phytonutrients to prime your immune system to optimize the communication between your brain and gut. And that's another thing that, they've really been honing in on the last few years, is that most of your immune system lies in your gut.
Right.
So as you improve your gut health, you also improve your immune system. And that has a cumulative effect on everything in your body as well. A lot of people talk about the immune system, especially the last few years,
Right.
as there have been things that, you've really needed that strong immune system for. And so no matter what age you are, you can
Mhm.
have your immune system improved by working on your gut.
Absolutely. Um, I started Amari right at the beginning of COVID in 2020. And I really feel like Menta Sync was one of the things that kept my husband and I healthy throughout that. You know, my husband was working in the hospitals and he does flooring installation, and they were remodeling all the hospitals and retirement homes and stuff like that during that time. And he worked right in the areas that were the front line or whatever, they called it the front line workers. Well, he was in there amongst all of it, and he never got sick all through the worst part of it. So uh it's a very good testimonial to how the products really helped boost our immune systems. And I know you started shortly after me, so um you stayed healthy through all of that too.
Yeah.
Right.
I never had to be hospitalized or anything.
Mm.
I, I worked all through the pandemic every day. I was full time working every day throughout the pandemic, all 3 years that they really had focus on it.
Yeah.
And I actually got COVID 3 times,
Mm.
and I never had to be hospitalized. So I'd say that that's pretty something, especially since I got it kind of near the beginning when they had like the worst strain, which was pretty awful. I'll be honest, it was not fun, but I had a strong enough immune system to get through it, and I think that's pretty incredible. And what's really exciting is um, Amari now has a new product.
Yes.
which they just came out with, which is specifically for the immune system. So it works in synchronicity with all of these other things.
Yeah.
And so it is just perfect timing too, because we're going to start getting into the fall season where
Yeah.
people start thinking about, a lot of people get sick around the fall and the winter time. So I'm excited to have this before that season comes because I work with kiddos,
Yeah.
and you know who's sick in cycles all the time is our lovely little kiddos, which I adore, but they're
Yeah.
sick a lot. So
Yeah. And, you know, this year you're going to have an extra boost.
it's going to be great because already I'm healthy, 99% of the time. And
Yeah.
now with that, I'm going to be like, all right, I got this one. You guys go over there. I'm taking the nurse's office. We're fine. I
Right.
got this,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
which
This,
I do anyway, but
right.
now I won't worry
Yeah.
about it so much.
Yeah. And you'll have more of a protection behind you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally got this.
Yeah. The new immunity product is something that you can mix right in your happy juice. We didn't talk about happy juice yet, but
Ooh,
we
happy
will.
juice. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just comes in a stick form, you little powder, and you mix it in water and drink it. Um, and a lot of the good stuff that's in there are mushrooms, different mushrooms that really, really boost your immune system. I'll read this little piece. Over 70% of the immune system residing in the gut, an empowered approach to immunity starts through the gut-brain axis with GBX immunity. This innovative blend features functional mushrooms, beta glucans, prebiotics, and a unique strain of probiotics exclusively to Amari that target immunity at its source. It's so exciting I can't
Awesome.
wait to try it. I haven't ordered this one yet, but um the mushrooms in it are reishi, maitake, and oyster mushrooms.
Mm,
So that's pretty cool. And different probiotics and prebiotics that are in there. And we didn't talk about strains of probiotics yet and
we
prebiotics.
haven't.
And really that's what Amari is based on, is all the different strains of biotics. And our products are all synergistically put together to really help certain parts of the gut and to help you become healthy with those. So in every product, I think there's some kind of strain that really helps with whatever that product is for.
Right. It's really a holistic approach
Yeah.
that they take. They say, okay, this, you have these issues going on. Start with the fundamentals pack. You
Mm.
have this stuff going on. Well, you need this one. Like, they have probiotic, they have digestive, now they have the immune plus, and they have, there's so many different types of products to help you with different aspects of your gut health, because we know that your gut flora is supposed to be a multitude of flora. It's not just one strain or another. A lot of probiotics focus on like two strains, and that's not what your gut needs. Your gut needs that real holistic approach of all of the strains of flora that your gut's supposed to have that may have been killed off through antibiotics, different things in the water, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's so many reasons for why we won't go into that rabbit hole
Right.
today, but it's just really important to know that that this is a holistic approach, and that they're focusing on the whole axis and not just one piece, because that's not really going to help you to heal that, right? And so that's why they're really focusing on all of it. And you start somewhere and that improves, and then you can branch off into the specific needs that you have after that, after you really
Yeah.
focused in and honed in on healing the gut brain axis first.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's really important to start in the basics and then branch off, because otherwise it's going to take you longer to get where you want to be. If you start with the basics, like the fundamentals pack, it will really heal that gut to begin with. and then you can add in your other things like, the energy or edge or whatever else, the happy juice. Um,
Right.
and some people will switch to happy juice after they have that done. Yeah, the probiotics are
Probiotics, digestive, GBX Fit, which is specifically for,
favorite.
oh, if I can get this. Carissa's really bad at the camera.
There you go. That's good.
GBX Fit. Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. The GBX Fit has really, it really helps if you notice certain things that make you bloated when you eat them. GBX Fit really helps with that. And it's 4 different probiotic, prebiotic. Um, I don't remember all the words. You're more the science
Right.
one with that,
Well,
but
that one's, yeah, well, that one's a quad biotic specifically formulated to help you with weight loss.
yeah,
Or, getting rid of that bloat is really huge for a lot of people too. But I love this one just as even an everyday addition. Um,
yeah,
Wonderful product. I mean, there's so many cool things that Amari has that the more you deep dive into it, the better. And I
yeah,
mean, they have other products that support those products too. Like they have the superfood, GBX superfood, which is greens. They have the GBX seed fiber, which is, different fibers and flax and different things like that too. And it's just kind of about making sure that you have all the things that you need
right.
to be the healthiest you that's possible. But,
Mhm.
for us, I know that starting with that fundamentals pack, starting with those probiotics, prebiotics, phytobiotics, and that whole
Yeah.
holistic approach just really made the difference for us
Mhm.
in starting our journeys. And we're like, wow, okay, let me try all the things now because that was amazing. Let's see, let's see what else I can do with this. And like I said, I still take the fundamentals pack every day because
Mhm.
I'm feeling better and better and better all the time. And now I have the energy to do all the things where before I barely had the energy to go to work and crawl home, you know?
Yeah,
So for me, it's been a 100% amazing experience. Like I said, that's why I joined the company because I'm like, I want to shout it to the hills that this could benefit anybody, everybody, and I want everybody on it. That's
exactly.
the long and the short of it. And I'll, I'll stand by that every single day. So ask me about it.
Yeah, yeah, I feel the same way. And if you want to really deep dive, get this
Yes.
book. Mental Fitness. It's so good. And it's by Dr. Sean Talbot, and he is our formulator of the products. And he has a YouTube channel you can watch. He does a deep dive every month on a product, usually in Amari. And he explains things in such a simple way that really anyone that doesn't have a science background can enjoy to listen to him. I could listen to him talk all day about products because he's so good. And
Yeah.
you don't have to have a doctorate. You know what? You don't have to be an MD to understand what he's talking about because
Right.
he is so good. And really the thought behind his formulations. He had a brother that committed suicide or overdosed when he was younger, when he was a teenager, and he made it his life mission to help with mental wellness, and it's been his guiding light his whole adult life. And really you can see his passion when he talks about the products that he's created. He's so passionate about them, and he's a triathlon. He does, biking and swimming and whatever else. He's
Running.
super, yeah, we call him our unicorn. He does it all. And he is in the best shape of probably anyone in Amari. And he keeps on going. He still does it always. And so he's a product of our products for sure.
Yeah. And
And
what I love about him, and the products is that everything is based in science. Everything is based on research. Everything is highly researched and tested again.
Yeah.
And I just love it because for me, I am all about the science. Tell me
Mhm.
that research. Tell me how it's going to help me. Give
Right.
me more information. Tell me the science. What's the formulation? Tell me about the molecules. I want to hear all the things and how it's going to affect and what it's going to do and what it connects to and what neurotransmitters. Tell me all the things. Right? That's me.
Yeah.
And not everybody's that way. But the thing is, I am the good thing about me being that way is because I could tell you how, I could tell you why, and I could say this is how it's helped me. And so that's what's kind of nice about that is Dr. Sean is always willing to share all that. He's very transparent. Like, this is what it is. This is the research. This is what we did. This is the formulation. I just love it. So if
Yeah.
you're interested in that, definitely read his book. Definitely go to his YouTube channel. Go to the Amari channel. They always have him talking on there about the different products. So
Yeah. Yeah. And, I'm some sciencey, but not quite as, quite as deep as Carissa, but I love to read all the stuff, but I can't always translate it into the words that I want to speak out. So I have the knowledge in my head, but it doesn't always come out that way. But, it's so good to listen to him and that he can speak in a normal person,
mhm,
vocabulary. So people that aren't really diving into the science of it. Some people just want to feel good and they don't care how it happens. So he'll tell you what to do.
right.
He'll tell you what products will help you. And so get to know it, do the research, and let us know if we can help you in any way because they're so, so good and life-changing. Yeah.
Right. We're about the research, we're not about the hype.
Right.
We're about the how does it make me feel? What does it actually do?
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the basis of it. Do I feel better? Yes. Do I feel better every day? Yeah. Do I feel better than I did 3 years ago? Oh hell yeah. I
Yeah.
feel way better. Like
Yeah.
I went from, here to like
Yeah.
skyrocket.
Right.
Skyrocket.
How much
So
better
I
can
mean,
it get? Right. How much better can it get?
I
Yeah.
don't know, but I'm gonna find out.
Yeah. 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 Well, do you have anything else you want last, give we didn't really talk about edge. I mean, we could do a podcast on each product and we should do that sometime. Just go through the products and do them. Um,
I think it's just really important for people to know how important your gut really is to your overall health
yeah.
in all the ways, and that was really the focus today is we want you to know
Yeah.
your gut health is important. We want you to know that's important for your mental well-being, for your physical well-being, for how you feel every day, for your energy and for your immune system. And we want you to have the products at your fingertips to help you with that. And so if you're interested in knowing more about any of this, just message us, put a comment down below this video, and we're happy to reach out to you. But we want you to have the tools that you need to live your life and to be happy and to feel good and have the energy to do all the things every day like we do.
Yeah.
And we're not spring chickens. I mean, I know with this face, you really think that I probably am, but not neither of us are spring chickens, but we kind of look it, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll do some deep dives into the products soon and let you know about what's coming ahead and where we're going. Um and we can maybe we'll you can find us our links are on our each of our pages, I think. And um it's just a really really good thing. One thing Dr. Sean taught me right away was to always look at the number behind the strain of antibiotics. Most companies or products on the shelf with probiotics, it doesn't say what strain it is. it'll say whatever the name is, but it doesn't have the number. And the number is what's really important. I didn't know anything. I didn't know there were different strains of probiotics and prebiotics. I didn't know there were 4 different quad biotics or whatever there was. But once you get to know about them, it'll pull you in. You'll be really excited that you can take control of your health that way, and you can make improvements in the different areas of your life by using the products that are available to you. So I think that's all we have for today.
Absolutely.
Okay. So Carisssa, where can we find you?
So I'm on Facebook at Light of Hope Healing, and then I have a Square site, which is light-of-hope-healing.square.site. Light of Hope Healing with a bunch of dashes in between it, .square.site. And then Tracy, where can people find you?
The best place to find me is at InspiredSignals.com. And I have links to all my other pages on there, my Facebook page, Inspired Signals, Instagram, everything's right there. So you can just click on the links. My favorite things are on there. My Amari link is on there, everything. So I guess that wraps it up. Next week we might be from our new office.
I hope so. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, we're
I haven't
really
mentioned that yet.
excited. Yeah, we're both from home today, but next time we will hopefully be settled a little bit in our new office.
Yep. SoulSpace has a new home.
Yeah, we're excited about that. So
Yes, we're going to celebrate soon, so watch for that.
we'll be having a relaunch of our businesses, and we're so excited. We'll give you more information on that next week.
Awesome.
Anyway, well, not really. Anybody. There's a lot of things we can do online. So yeah.
Oh yeah, more to come, that's for sure.
Yeah. But we like to build community, so we're going to be in a better spot for people to get to.